Well, okay, let's push forward. And a very long, strange message from Ramk, the player of Bogarus. I just let this sink in a bit. It was really funny last year when this was still fresh. At this point we still had no idea what he was planning. Probably using Armageddon to kill most of the people of the world, reducing taxes everywhere, and create a real pain in the ass for everyone not using blood and vampires or undead, which would probably have catapulted Pangea right out of the game. Okay, and we are now up to nearly 1,000 Courseman constructions per turn. And we still found a magic site somewhere, and we are pushing into enemy territory again with multiple armies. Oh, a battle in Spring Grove. A scout, just looking what happens. And enemy lightning. And we lost 84 units, painful, and a Harem Elder, one of our best mages, very bad. Still a gift of Pangea, running around a monster boar. And we killed one of them already. Nice. Yeah, that it's kind of obvious that Pangea was bored enough to send boars over the border. And then we had to go and use some of our armies to patrol them away. And curiously, the messages you get when a monster boar is turning up on your side of the border looks a lot like it could be a normal event, but there is a spell doing this for some nature games. Sorry, the Death of Aging, another super demon I summoned to help us out. There's still a lot of units, priests and armies marching around. Reinforcements on the way, and our army of undead is growing. Our undead engine now creates, let me do some math, I think nearly 30 per turn, and we are still rising. As you can see, some of our undead mages like this Mount Fiend here, Pekkaud, can and will summon their own undead, so we have more and more undeads per turn, which is great. Obviously our air mages with their strange equipment won't get too much out of this province, so they will just summon undead indefinitely. The best part of all of this is I can still put up at least 1,000 more of those mages before the amount of air gems I'm using is equal to the amount I'm getting, which means I can, if I pull this off, make 100 undead every turn, which is in a normal game basically impossible to defeat if I'm not too careless. But let's see how this gimmick game is going, and of course vampires are a problem. Now, one important thing is of course having mages who can cast Horde of Skeletons, because that's a neat little spell. Together with the many living units I have, can overwhelm a lot of shit simply with sheer numbers, which is always nice. And then there are tons and tons of other mages I just dragging along because they aren't really needed to research, and still some can with a lucky hit kill something, which is all important. And then all those guys, including a lizard guy with astral magic to protect us against horrible, horrible monster golems with their enslavement spells. And then I'm marching around, put up some more reinforcements like this completely new army here. And then I'm trying to get this 4 in the middle of our newly acquired fortresses, and of course I want to get this other 4 in the west. Oh, well, I waited too long. This Storm General has survived for long enough that he's now famous and can't be renamed. Well, let's see. Now I'm putting down some orders. Attack large enemy monsters is just one of those anti-golem measures, because if they are lucky to not get mind controlled, they can get close to the golem and either force him off the battlefield, or even, if I'm lucky, kill it if it can't magically retreat. And of course, this is mostly a measure of spite, because if all my magical preparations don't work out, then it's already too late, and forcing the golem off is basically just a last fuck you, and not even a very good one, since the magical retreat via spell or magical item is generally the contingency planned for by my enemy, and therefore I can't really be proud of it. Of course, accidentally killing it, but that would be a nice consolation prize, especially if somehow it means we can still win the battle, but I don't know. At this point I do not really remember if that already happened or if it will happen in the future. I just know that there is at least one major battle against the monster golem that is still in the future. So I guess this means Bogaros had more than one of those guys? Kind of funny. Anyway, tons and tons of people marching around, I guess, and we are trying to get more fortresses from Bogaros. Yeah, it's the drawback of our super gimmick game. Everyone has tons and tons of money, and just everywhere there is a fortress, so war is rather slow. And speaking of slow, this turn is already over, so until next time, end of turn.